Okay, guys, let's try this with a little sound. So if I have this, what transformations would these show? I have to think about what kinds of movement happens. So remember, when I have a number that's on the end, that's going to be a shift on the y-axis. Remember, we always say the y doesn't lie. So if it's -1, that means it goes down 1. So that's one of my descriptions. Now, also, I assume there's a 1 in the front here. So if A is 1 and it's positive, that means that it opens up. There's another one. And then, if I look in here, that's the closest to the x that we can get. So it is a shift on the x-axis. So if it's -4, remember we always shift it opposite. So it goes to +4. So if I were going to +4, that means I would go right 4. Now, if I wanted to think about even what a sketch would look like for this. So if I have x and y, and I would go to the right 4, so I know somewhere 4 here. I would go down -1, and I would see where those two meet, and that would be my vertex point. And I know it opens up, so it's going to look like this. Okay, now remember, when you're talking about descriptions, that would include opening up, moving down 1, and moving to the right 4. So you need all of those pieces. So if I look at the second equation, on the end, I'm going to start here. That is my shift on the y-axis. So if it's +2, that means it's going to go up 2. So that's a piece of my description. I assume there's a 1 out in front here. So A is 1. So if it's positive, that means it opens up. It's another piece of my description. And in here, because it's the closest one to the x-axis, it shifts on the x-axis. So if that's -5, remember when we shift, it's going to be opposite. So it goes to +5. So that means it goes to the right 5. So I'm going to take these 3 pieces here, and I'm going to put them together to kind of make a sketch. So here is my x and y axis. I have to go to the right 5, and I have to go up 2. Let me put this 5 underneath here. So I'm going to go where those two come together, which is right there. There's my vertex. And then it's going to open up. Okay, the other thing that we did today was to look at a graph that's already done and try to figure out the equation. So here's a graph that's already done. Now I can see there are really 2 shifts that happen, because remember we start here. So I can see that it goes over 5 and it goes down 4. So when I start to make my equation, if it goes left or right, I know the x has to be inside the absolute value with the squared on the outside. So if this is +5 and I'm going to go in here, I have to go opposite. So it's going to be -5. Now when I look at how it shifts for the y, I do it exactly the way it is. Remember, the y doesn't lie. So it's going to be -4 on the end. Okay, go over your notes. If you have questions, let me know.